Now for the head and the beard area, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to pose it in a normal way where he should be able to look and find out everything that looks wrong and make it look right with the tool. And there's a whole lot that looks wrong here. The beard is actually attached to some of the chest, so we can just fix that with the Paint Skin Weights tool. So I'm going to select the mesh, go into the Paint Skin Weights tool, and I'm going to find the beard joints in here. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit. And the beard joints should be where the head is, right? Right here, yeah, just under the jaw. So I'm going to select those. And actually, it's a little hard to see. So let's go into the Isolate Selection mode. So I'm going to select the body, and I'm going to select the shirt, and everything that's kind of being affected here, and I can't really see. Then I'm going to go to the Isolate Selection mode. And now we can see exactly what's going wrong here. We got just this portion here is being pulled up. Surprisingly, though, that's the only portion that's being pulled away, which is pretty cool. So from this point, we can select the mesh again, go into the Paint Skin Weights tool, and now we have access to this part of the mesh. We can paint on this more easily. We're not trying to look through the beard. That would be too hard. So I'm going to go back down and find these beard joints again. And I'm going to widen my brush a little bit here and just start removing these values by making my value here in the brush 0. I'm just going to paint these away. I'll use the solid brush here. That way the values just completely go away. There's no transition. There's not going to be any blue left. And I'll move down to the next one. This is probably the biggest offender here, Beard 2. It's pulling all this stuff out. So we're going to remove all that. And Maya should be replacing these weights with more relevant joints. So the more relevant chest joint weights are probably pulling this part of the mesh back in as we're removing the weights from the beard. So that all helps. And I'm going to go to Beard 3 and we're going to pull this. Hopefully this fixes it for the most part. Some of it is kind of hard to click on, so you just want to get up real close. Make sure you're clicking on the vertex itself. Sometimes it just never goes away and you have to resort to the component editor. So here's a good example of how Maya handles this sort of thing. So I've essentially taken care of everything that could possibly be wrong with this part of the mesh. But if we go back to the other beard joints, we'll see there's still some weights being applied. Even though we thought we removed all of them, right? We did. Pretty sure we did. But because of the way Maya redistributes the weights as we remove them, sometimes Maya chooses the beard joint to reassign the weights to. So just going back over them a second time will tell Maya, no, these should be on a completely different joint. And hopefully it shows the center joint. If not, we can always fix that ourselves. But for now, that looks pretty good. We do have some stuff affecting the face here. I don't think any part of the beard should affect the face at all. I think the face should be affecting the beard only. I'm thinking. So I'm going to remove those. So that looks pretty good. Now we can quit this tool and unisolate our selection, and we can see kind of what's going on here. So now our chest is looking much better than before, but the beard is still being pulled by the chest. So the opposite is happening with the beard. So we can do the same. We can select the beard now. I think it's just this bottom portion. There's also this like braided part here, but I think most of the issues are just with this part of the beard. So I'm going to go into the isolate selection mode again, and I'm going to select the mesh in object mode and go back to paint weights. And then now we want to look for the chest and the spine joints because I think those are the biggest offenders here. So here's the chest, and yes, quite a lot of this is being pulled by the chest. And probably, yeah, clavicles and everything. Everything's affecting this beard. Everyone wants a piece of the beard. There's some stragglers here. So I'm just going to start with this clavicle here and completely remove these weights because that doesn't make any sense. And up to the chest, and remove these weights. The chest seemed like the biggest offender here. Most of the weights were being applied to the chest. And it's starting to get a little kind of icicle-y in here as I paint these weights. And that can be a pain. I can enlarge my brush to hopefully capture more of that. But you know what a better solution to this would be is to just go into the component editor and remove these weights that way. So let's do that. I'm going to select my object's faces and I go into the vertex selection mode. And just for more room, I'm going to close this tool window out. And we'll go into Windows, General Editor, Component Editor again. And we'll find the chest here. And it shows we've deleted a lot of the weights, so it's mostly zeros, but there's still a few that has value in there. And we'll just shift select these and make it 0. In the viewport, we can kind of see those icicles going away. So I'm going to move up to the spines. So spine 2 and 3 look like the only effectors here. I'm going to go to spine 3. That shouldn't have anything to do with our beard. Make that 0. There goes one little end there that got fixed. And then spine 2, I'll also remove all those weights. And that took care of that side for the most part. Now we just need to kind of locate where the rest is being controlled by. I'm guessing the clavicles. So let's just go over here and find the clavicles and remove those as well while we're in here. Make that 0. So there goes that bit up there. And we also have the other clavicle, so let's find that. Make that 0. And that fixed quite a bit of our beard here. There's still some little funny one here. I wonder what that one's being caused by. So we have the beard, the head, the jaw, that all makes sense. We have the eyelid for some reason, the eyeball. So all these fields here don't make any sense. Eyelid, pauldron. So we can actually select the eyelid channel here, the first value. Go down the bottom. We can shift select the other eyelid, this third column here, and it'll select all 3 columns and all the rows. So we can now make these 0 and 0 them all out at once. But we're still getting some funny icicle here. And that's probably just because Maya doesn't know where we want to put the weights. You see, even though we deleted those eyelids, Maya doesn't really know where else to put the weights because we haven't really told them where to put them. So it's just reverting to putting some of the weights back into the eyelids. And they're just very small values. If we look, it's like just a couple vertexes are 0.041 here. So we can actually take care of these by, instead of removing weight, we can add weight to the beard. So instead of telling it where not to be, we're telling it where to be, which is a little bit of a clear indication of where those weights should be for Maya. And it doesn't get as confused when we do that. So let's go to the beard. And this looks like beard 1's job, this whole section here. So let's make this belong to beard 1. So hopefully that pops up. And that worked just fine. I think that looks pretty good. I don't see any other icicles. So we're looking pretty good with the beard. I'm going to quit out. I'm going to go back to viewing the entire model by removing my isolation selection. And now we're not getting that crazy gummy mess that we were getting before. We still have one big icicle here, which is part of the belt that we want to make belong to, I believe, the chest. So I'll select that one vertex just to make it easier. So I have this one vertex selected. We'll go into the component editor and we'll find the chest. Hopefully the chest is in here somewhere. It actually looks like there's no chest. So we need to hide 0 columns, find our chest, give it a value of 1, and that'll pull that icicle right back to where it belongs. And while we have him in this pose, we can grab these beard spines and give them a wiggle and see how that looks. I think that looks pretty good. I'm not going to complain about that. That's pretty good for an automatic bind. And now I think we're ready to start making his face look normal because it looks really weird right now. But I think that'll be an easy fix as well. So we'll do that next.